There we go. Okay, we're live. Perfect. I'm not going to talk too much today. Just a quick update. I've worked on the item locking. I've worked on creating boats for locking items. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Actually, I should be hearing myself, and I am not. That's concerning. But yeah, okay, yeah, it's muted. Perfect. So yeah, I'm going to focus on that today for now, and we'll see how things go. Okay, so let me just adjust the levels for the mic. I cannot hear myself. That's better. Okay. So what's so I was just working on the item lockdown voting. I have implemented roughly what is needed for that to work. I say roughly because the in theory that's what's needed, but I have to test it first just to make sure that it's actually functioning right. But yeah, for now I have the locking system, the notification for the clients, so that should be working already. I don't know if I've tested it. I don't think I have. But yeah, I do. Okay, so that should be working then. Let's just restart the server and try it again just to make sure, and then we will get with other things. I still have to implement the vote for unlocking an object, which is needed, and also when a vote doesn't pass, so to unlock the item again for when we want to lock an item. Okay, so let's just unlock the item. Item's locked. Okay. Unlock it. Apply, finish, and then I can go in here. Oops. Run the server. And let's just try it, make sure that it works, and then I will move on to other boats. Member kicking will be the last one that I'll work on, but it's that one is probably going to be delayed quite a little bit because I still have to implement functionality for kicking members properly, at least. Okay, so let's check. There's nothing in lockdown. Let's just do a vote for locking down the Thrasher blueprint. Testing, locking, test, yeah, next. Okay. I have to check why there's so many of these things here. I feel like the vote case change has been sent. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, I have to the corporation by role director. Okay. Yeah, I have to fix this notification system. Otherwise, I will get the notification at least twice. Okay, so if I go back, then there's the login for the blueprint, and if I go into the assets, it's locked. And now if it also reflects on the UI. So now if I try to drag and drop it, then it won't work. Okay, more things. So now the next thing is supporting unlocking items. which is where's the shares gonna, so I have to implement it on the timed events. Let's see. Add housekeeping, get affected, and that's both case ID and corporation ID. Okay. So let's see how corporation votes looks like for the last one, which is the locking. Status 0, so I guess that status cannot be changed. That should be 0 for a vote and 1 and 2 for sanctionable actions. Acted upon, in effect, expires. So I'm guessing that I should be able to get okay, let's just change this first. Instead of key value pair, it should be an enumerable of a tuple, enumerable of this, and then will be integer. Is there any way of adding names to this? Used to, so it's a bit clearer what. Oh yeah, I can give names. Okay, that's perfect then. That way it's easier to understand what the values return are. So that's corporation ID, both case ID, and then I have both type. So then I will have to update the housekeeping procedure. That's 79. So it should include corporation ID, both case ID, and both type. That way I can get the data, and then I can just do yield return, and then reader get in 32 0. Oh, that should be get in 32 1, get in 32 2. That should be enough. Let me just undo for a moment just to make sure that I have, oh yeah, in 32. That should work fine then. So now whatever is calling this should have, I can actually just do this instead with case ID, and then type. Yep, I can just remove that variable from there. I don't really need it anyway, so okay. And I also have to, where's the types? So it's 2, 3, 6, or 1. Corporation votes. So item unlock. I'm guessing that item lock, then I should be returning it too. Actually, I should be returning all of them anyway and deciding based on the type what to do instead of filtering by the type. That sounds like a better approach in my opinion. So you just get status and at time something and parameter greater than 0. I'm not so sure that that parameter should be 0 though, or greater than 0. Just double check it. For example, 305 is the item ID. Okay. At least I think so. All options. Yeah, that's the item ID, and then this is the type and the station ID. And then don't lockdown is yep, that greater than parameter greater than 0 sums like something that we want to have in there. Because those are the only ones that will be set as sanctionable actions, or something that we have to act on, even if it's not a sanctionable action. So let's just apply this. And now let's just get into doing things. So switch boat type, corporation boats. If it's shares, well, actually I only need to do if it's and I need the parameter too. And rear get in 32.3. Okay, and then that's fixed. What else do we need? So I need to update the query again. Instead of checking parameter greater than 0, well, no, it should be returning all the what I don't like of this is that I don't have any way of limiting the amount of records that it's going to check. So it should be returning just one for each. Hold on. Yeah, and I have to include the rating too. Do you know what to do? Then I will need to do rating, so that having can be removed, because I might have to do some housekeeping on failed boats, like for example item locking. If the boat is failed, if the boarding fails, then I have to unlock the item. So that should give me, yeah, things will be rating 0, boat case ID 15. Let me just double check that that's right and accurate. Okay, wait, that's not the corporation boats. Where are the boats? Corporation boats. 15 boats option, sorry. 15 has 29 and 30, and I think that I haven't voted for any of those. 29 and 30 corporation boats. Yeah, there's no vote there. Okay, so then I can get that and the rate. That way I can know rear get double, or that way I know if I have to do something or not. For example, on item looking. So what needs to go to status 2? That's everything except for locking items, and I'm not sure if unlocking has to be done manually. Let me just double check. I know that there was some boat corporation boats here. Okay, so let's see. Successful alternative sanction in order to prefer unlock, create shares, and expel. Okay, so yeah, the unlock blueprint has to be done manually. So that one we don't have to take into account. We can just ignore it because it's just going to change the status to 2. But the operation boats, but the one for item lockdown, if the rate is not more than half, then that one has to be acted on. So item lockdown, if rate less or equals than 0.5, then unlock item, and we can do parameter. And as this is done by the server, we don't have to validate the IDs for anything, so I can just call it like this. And then lock, where's the locking function that I wrote? Lockdown item, then private void unlock item ID, and for this one it's just removing the entry from the locked table and notifying everyone in the corporation. So let's just do it this way. For the type ID, I don't really care. We can set 1/5 34, for example, and then set this to null because the client is not using it for anything when we're removing data. But you need to know where that item is, though, and that's important. So inventory items locked add. I will have to add a function to remove from the list. Type lock add. Yes. I have to add a new one. 97 inventory items locked remove.sql locked remove.sql, and that in. Okay, so we have the item ID, and I have to return the corporation ID and the station ID before. Well, station ID, is it needed too? Yes, it is. Okay, so I have to send the that data back before removing the item from the lock list. So that's items locked, item station and corporation. Okay, so I can do select corporation ID. Can I do well, yeah, I can do into MySQL select into multiple variables. I don't remember if I can do that. Yes, I can. Okay. Okay. Then I will do it like that. Declare corporation ID integer, declare station ID integer, then into corporation ID, station ID, where item ID equals item ID, and then I can just do delete from inventory. Oops, I forgot the from here. From items locked, inventory items locked, where item ID equals item ID, and that will be the thing. And then I can just do select corporation ID, station ID. Okay, and oops, I copied over what I shouldn't have. Then I can run this. What? From, not from. Okay, that's important. I can fix it here from. So now that locked remove will return back this corporation ID and the station ID, which is what I need. And then I can do public static void, not void, corporation ID, station ID, this, database, item ID, database scalar, integer, and I can do this, really. Okay, this, ah, there we go. Dictionary, item ID, that will be the function, and now I can use unlock the item, corporation ID, station ID, that's equals to database.this, then item ID, and then item locked add. Then I can just do, I don't care about the item type. I need corporation ID because that one has to be done. No, corporation ID has to be specified, otherwise it won't be have access to it. The object ID is only accessible through bound services. So now this is only called from here, so it can be unlocked. And then the lockdown cannot really be, you can't really do anything else with them, so you can just continue. And the other unlock has to be sanctioned. So for now, everything else doesn't really need to be touched. Corporation vote housekeeping, that's function has to be updated. About get affected. Vote housekeeping. So the status equals to where vote case ID in. This has to be 0, not 2. And only the both cases that are greater than 0.5 and fulfill one of the types should go in there. So it has to be war, shares, kick member, and item unlock. So those are the ones that have to be handled. Okay. So in theory that should be right. Time contain parameter greater than 0. I guess that's right then. Right. 5. We can ignore that one. So in theory that one should be everything that we need. And I can actually test it now with this item that I have here. This blueprint. So I can just go to the corporation votes. That's 305. 305 is vote 15. Vote 15, we can set it as expired. No, not expired. And the time I can just set it to, I don't know, this one. What day is it? Is that one set to? It should be enough, I guess. 14th of October. Yes, that's more than enough. Okay, so let's just take this intro, apply, finish, go to the server, run, and let's see what happens. It's booting up. There we go. So let's just try and log in before the timed events are run. I should still have plenty of time. It's just 5 minutes since the first boot up. So right now the blueprint is locked, although I should be seeing this as a locked item now. But there has to be something else missing there for the locking of stuff. And now we have to wait until 55, so 3.5 minutes more or less. Yep. Well, more like 4 actually. Okay. In the meantime, I can take a look at the sanction update, sanctioned shares action, and I can start working on implementing the item unlock. Okay. So item unlock. Well, in the meantime, I can just do private void update item unlock action, both case ID, and I can do rate integer. Oops. Parameter equals database both get decision, both case ID. So I'm going to copy that comment too. You see, it's a bit, so it's constant. And now we can actually trust this here too for the item removing, because that one should be valid actually. Where's the insert both case? What I do have to do is add some extra checks here. So when you are trying to lock down an item, the one that you create, like when you create the order, the voting, the vote, items locked add. It should be checking that you have permissions to have access to that item. So let's just add a to do here. To do ensure the player has this item first. Otherwise, you will be able to create a vote that doesn't affect the item at first, but when the vote completes, due to how the code is written, it won't take into account that you don't have access to it, so it will unlock the item if it was locked, which is not something that we want. Yeah. Then update sanction actions, and then this one requires just unlock the item. That will be unlock item parameter. That will be the right thing. This way, that should be implemented already. So now I can use corporation votes, item unlock, this update item lock action, is it? Did I call it update item lock action? Yeah, I have to rename that. Both case ID. This one should be, oops. This one should take care of it. Let's just rename the to update item unlock action. That's a better name. So closer time events have run. The item's still in the lockdown though. Did it update the... $15. Okay. Hmm. Just apply the changes for that. Okay, let me just take the current time. That one, and let's just call the function. Call corporation. Oh wait, let me just where's the function in the name? Housekeeping, that's another one. Get affected by housekeeping. Yeah, that's the right one. Let's just see what that returns. It returns nothing. It should be returning status equal 0 and daytime parameter greater than 0. That's okay. Let's just remove the end time stuff. It should be returning that data. Why is the function not returning it though? Okay, it seems that I didn't update the looks like I didn't update the procedure in the database when I changed it. Okay, so that should fix it. I just 1 minute left for the next event, and hopefully that one actually fixes it. What I will do, I should do is also change how that corporation votes table is. Otherwise, I mean, maybe update the acted upon to be 1 when the housekeeping handles it. So, well, no, that's not the. I need to signal in one way or another that the both case was already act on, so it doesn't retry to apply it infinitely. Okay, so the event run, it's still in there for some reason, and it still thinks that that the item is locked. Interestingly, it didn't get into here. Now that's weird. Well, let's just add some breakpoints. But the call to this is returning data now, so in theory, that item should be unlocked. Is it unlocked in the database? Items locked? No, it's still locked. Okay. Operation, both case, both type, rating. Oh, I'm missing the parameter, so it's not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah. Okay, so at least it seems like it's doing its thing now. So I have to update the query because I forgot about that, to include both corporation ID, both case ID, both type. I need to include parameter first and then the rating. That's the right way to do it. Okay. Now it includes the parameter and the rating. Yes, that's the thing that it should be doing. Although I'm not sure. Hopefully it hasn't screwed up the timer. Okay, so I have to wait 3 minutes more. Okay. For the unlock, everything should be there then. Unlock item. Unlock the item. This already has a notification, and then send the notification to everyone in the corporation. Yeah, that should be. I have to double check the parameters for the unlock boat, but I will do that once the politics. What I'm actually interested in is the. Okay, so I can select the same item to be locked. No, I cannot. Okay. I should be checking that though when creating the boat. Okay. 2 minutes. Yep. For the next event. And then the unlock item should be implemented already. CEO and kicking members is just out of the question for now, and I have to fix this here, this notify stuff. Because this is making my player get the notification twice, and that shouldn't be the case. It should be sent just once. I mean, whoops. I should be using a multicast here, but I don't. I have to check if I have support for everything in the multicast, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But that would be a good. No, it's not. Then maybe the unlock item. Item ID, corporation ID, and station ID. Locks removed. And the remove function should be returning corporation and station. So that's right, corporation and station. Okay, then why is it not notifying the unlock item? Oh, yeah. And the thing is that I've actually said that this wouldn't work the way that it was, and I didn't update it. Okay, that should fix it then. Okay, so I have to create another one that will well, I can actually lock it myself. It's better if I create another one. I have to restart the client though, otherwise it won't notice the item not being locked anymore. Okay. I need to automate this process of logging in and getting into the game. There's actually some code in the client for that, but it doesn't select the character automatically, so it's a bit of a pain. Okay, so politics. Let's just take propose vote, log blueprint, this one, next, testing. I always forget that window is just finicky as hell. Log blueprint, this one, next, testing. For some reason the next button is not bound to the enter key. Okay, so okay, now that created the vote. Again, I have to check why that duplication happens. Then I will vote to nope. Yeah, and then I will check the database. Where's the votes here? Corporation vote. Corporation votes, there we go. And then where's that? Just take this date time, should be old enough. Apply it, and now let's see. When was the last time that the event fired? I guess that on 05. Yeah, 05. So it should be almost there again. Just to make sure it's in the locked list now. Okay, so that worked just fine. Now let's see if it unlocks itself. I think it might not, because I have voted against it, and that one is not taking into account the item ID. I know that I think of it, because the votes options doesn't have the ID. Yep, that's a problem there. I will need the actual vote ID for that. It's not, this one is not going to work. So this is the first one, which again we shouldn't be processing again. That's a problem. But yeah, it's unlocked. Then the next one is the one that has the vote type 5. That's item lock. No, that's item lockdown. Rate 0, parameter. Yeah, that's another one that shouldn't be processed. Yeah, I need to add the or use the status field in some way, so I don't process them again. Let's see what the client is doing for the votes. Well, there's going to be a lot of use for the status. PMI, contract utils, base, mini hangar, base fitting, copyright member decorations, UI applications, status rejected. What's this? This is from the contracts, contract entry, contract sheet. Okay, let me just turn off the camera for a second. Browser, applications, metals, faction warfare, command certificates, moon mining. Okay, get boot cases by corporation. Status 0. So I'm guessing that it's not checking the status value. Get both cases by corporation. Get both cases by corporation. Corporation ID. Okay, let's just do some manual editing of the boats and see how the UI reacts to it. So this last one, let's put a status 3, for example, and apply this. See if it disappears or what. Is it requesting the votes again? Yeah, so it doesn't really care about the... Okay, yeah, I can do with that. Okay, so yeah, let me just turn on the camera again. Okay. Scholar object references. Items locked remove. So I didn't remove the locked item this time. Well, yeah, I will first check the status stuff. Let me see if I can. Let's update testing. Whoops. Real testing. Let me make sure that this one is being shown somewhere. Test log testing. Real testing. So it appears in the closed boats. I guess that's just because of the date then. Oops. So if that's the case, then character ID, start end both case text description, status actor upon in effect expires. I guess that I can just add a related item ID for that instead of using the parameter for the both case. That will be a good way of doing it, but what else do I have? Wait, where's the corporation boats? So shares could be yeah, I can add an extra value that has the ID or the number that we want to go to add. If well, but that won't work for general boats otherwise. Or what I can do is form a time event. Or I can just get the item ID here instead of using the parameter. So that way I don't need the parameter anymore. This one is not needed anymore. I can remove this one. I can do oops. I can change this one to this. And I can just do database dot boats get Get decision wouldn't be the right one. I guess that get affected item might be a good way of doing it. Or, well, locking items can only be done through both cases, right? I can just link that to the ID and yeah, I feel like that's better. That also prevents case ID. Yeah, I'm going to use both case ID for that. And then items locked remove. Okay, so let's just update the table for items locked. Where's the table? Here. Okay. Both case ID, integer, not null. Let's just do it like this. Okay. The next one is going to be update the remove. It should be both case ID and has to return back the station and the corporation. That's, I need that. Both case ID equals both case ID. I can actually use this too. That should have the everything in there. And I have to update the logging, logged get location, logged add. Then it also needs both case ID, both case ID, like that. The add. Oh, I forgot the type. Okay. Integer play import. Okay, same thing here. So remove only use takes the both case ID, get type. Okay. And I can just update this to, and I need the item ID too. So that's going to be item get removed, then declare item ID integer, then item ID here into item ID, and I can import this again. So that removes the item. I also have to include the item ID here, otherwise that will be useless, what I've just done. Then items logged remove, both case ID, let's call it this underscore this, integer item ID. Then this has to return 3 scalars. The next thing is item ID. Okay, so unlock item should be perform timing events, both case ID, and the other one is on the unlock action, which I'm going to just give the both case ID again. The parameter doesn't matter, we can ignore it. Okay, I feel like that's a better approach. Okay, let's see what happens though, because I'm pretty sure that I've missed something that I should have changed and I haven't. But let's see. I have to empty the boats table. Truncate is a good. Okay, truncate 2. I don't need any votes or options. And the character votes table can be truncated too. I don't know, I clicked review. Okay. It would be good if it didn't flash like that when removing things, but whatever. Okay, so servers up, client is logging in. Okay, so this blueprint is not locked. There's no open boats. Let's just propose a boat to lock the blueprint. Next, real test, for example, that will be enough. Okay. Not found in the collection. Wait, not. Oh, I forgot the adding. Yeah, I forgot adding the boat case ID here. I thought that I knew that I was missing something. Case ID, boat case ID, and then I can look up the boat case ID. Boat case ID. And I have to do this before, so I have access to that ID. And like that. Okay, lockdown, perfect. So I mean, it shouldn't have created anything, right? No boat options, no boats. And most likely the item isn't even locked either, because it lacked the require. Yeah, I have to refresh this. Inventory items locked. Yeah, and there's no item locked there. Okay. So let's try it again. Yeah, no boats opened. Lock blueprint, this one, real test. Okay, so now it got created. I still have to fix this mess of notifications, but for now, let's use boat that it shouldn't be. Yeah, but that's going to be a problem. Because the rate for that is going to be 1, because I've voted it, but it's not really 1 for the first option. So most likely the perform timed events, most likely it will keep it locked instead of unlocking it, I think. Get affected by housekeeping. Let me just, we're just going to let it run and see what happens, but I feel like that's not going to work as I expect it to work. In the meantime, I can double check the query that I'm using for the housekeeping. Yeah, I have to close things here, otherwise it's just impossible to keep track of things. Boats get affected by housekeeping, so that's status 0. I have to change this to, I completely forgot about it. Okay. So that should return corporation ID, boat case, boat type, and rate. And I'm guessing that rate is the... Which one is it going to pick? If I do... let's just remove this and see what returns. So it returns rating of 0.5, which means that the boat didn't pass. Shares vote, shares total. Yeah, but that's not taking into account that the there's 2 options to vote. So how am I supposed to handle that? I mean, How are general options handled? Create shares, general, vote. Next. Yes, I can have whatever amount of options I want to. Yeah, but general don't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Everything else you just have two options. Either create shares or not create them, declare or not declare, expel or not expel, lock and unlock. Those should just be two. So I should be fine just getting the first one and seeing how it works. So I can just do the... Yeah, that should tell me which one is. Shares votes in character ID, owner ID. But that means that I have to limit my query to the first option in the database. Left join character votes using option. And it's being grouped by vote case ID. What happens if I do having max? Oh, max, no, that wouldn't be right. If I remove the group by, it's going to return both. It should be returning both. Status equals 0. Interesting, it's not returning both options. Okay, yeah, it's closed, but the item is still locked. But yeah, that's because this is not returning the right data. Okay, so it's not. It's just returning one because of this function here. If I, yes. So it's, oh yeah, because I'm using left join, so it's using. Okay. What happens if I do? Wait. How should I join this then? Okay. Let's see. So I need the shares. And I need the information about the vote itself. And I need the options. Votes, option ID. And then that's being used for okay, so that's used for calculating the amount of shares that went into voting. Shares, votes, shares, total shares. So shares, votes, shares. Why is it returning 0.5 as a rating then? So shares, votes. Here's it's dividing the 0 by 250. What? Wait, what? Oh, it's using sums. Yeah, I'm a bit blind today. Yeah, this is just going to return me how many players have voted and how many shares total are. But that doesn't give me the information about which one is the most voted one. As it is right now, it will pass on either option. So yeah, there. I need to change this query. Ideally, I should get, instead of the sum, maximum. Maybe a better approach, but I still don't know. I think that I have to do queries inside queries for this one. I cannot really get the for this vote case, get the most voted option like this. Well, yeah, I can do this parameter, and then that's going to give me whatever it's the first option or not, because the first option always has a parameter value and the second one is always 0, because it's not going to happen, nothing is going to happen. So let's see then. And this one is a sum because it's all the shares available for that corporation. Okay, so that in theory, if I add the rating now with those two, I should get the actual approval rating. Nope, that's not right. I'm not going to get the right thing yet. Let me just double check. So yes gets 0.12250. Let me just check the votes that we have, the options that we have. So option ID 2, let's see if I change it in the database, character votes to option ID. Oh, I voted option 2, so then parameter should be 0. So yeah, that's not doing it. That's not doing it right. Well, wait. Group by vote case ID. No, it's still not giving me the right one. Parameter. I mean, maybe if I take it from the vote side of things instead of the vote options, votes, and then just do votes, vote options. Is it vote or votes? I always forget. Vote options, yeah. I'm gonna call option ID. Option ID. Oh yeah, this one has to be after the other one. It's still giving me the So yeah, I have to do query inside query, I think. Let's see if I can come up with a better implementation. So first, let's just select corporation ID, vote case ID, and vote type from corporation votes. That's the first thing to do. So we have the all the vote cases that are running right now. So now if I do right join vote options using vote case ID, I should have all of them. Okay, if I do parameter, then I should see both of them. Okay, maybe it's just the way that I'm doing the joining here. I'm using left instead of right for the vote options, and that should be the other way around, I think. But it's still giving me the other parameter. Why? I'm guessing that if I remove this, then I should have right, right, right. Well, no, these ones can be left because they are left. Okay. Yeah. No, this has to be right too. Nope. Yeah, that's not going to work. So with this, I get what I don't see is why I get it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times instead of just twice. Okay, let's just try to simplify things. So with this, I get the both options and the well, it's the same thing as just doing both options, and then doing a left join for operation boats using both case ID. It's the same, should be the same thing. Both options. CRP boats. So that's doing the same thing. Okay, so yeah, that's just changing the way that I'm approaching it. So with this, I do have the okay. So now if I do left join of CHR boats using option ID, that should give me just the first record, right? Not character ID. How was the boats? I think it's child ID. Oh no, character ID. Yeah. Oh, because it's on more than one. So this is just going to return me the first character ID that it finds, which is fine in theory because I'm just selecting that, but I can just do I mean, I end up in the same place anyway, so let's just yeah, that explain doesn't really do anything to me. Okay. I hate when I get stuck on something that's in theory simple. Okay, let's just take out the boats for a second there. Let's say that I want to get this status. I can remove the word too. Corporation ID. So this should give me boats. Where's corporation boats? Oh, it's using the corporation ID for Okay, so let's see. If I do it like this, I just get 2 records. If I do it like this, I should get just 2 records. If I do it like this, I should get just 2 records. If I do it like this, I should get 2 records. And if I add the last one, then I get a lot of different records. Corporation votes, corporation ID equals shares total corporation ID. And if I do a sum of shares total shares, does that give me, it just gives me 1, and I don't want to get 1. That's why both grouping by both case ID, oh no, option ID actually. Why am I grouping by both case ID? That will give me the option, then both case ID. That will give me the, okay. That gives me the list of votes and the shares that they have, I think. Well, zoom. I need to have multiple queries, because then I have to exclude from this, I have to exclude the characters that have already voted. So yeah, it's not as simple as it seems. So for now, let's just get the vote options and the, and with option ID, parameter ID, that should be enough. Then I can just do a query to get the other stuff. So with that, we have the vote options, which is then I can just do where vote case ID equals case ID, and I can select from corporation votes vote case ID in select vote case ID from corporation votes where status equals 0 and current time, let's just put some, oh, this value should work actually. Just put this as a placeholder. So that should give me the options for current time and operation votes. It's and date time. So this should give me all the options for the votes that are in. Okay, and I can use to vote case ID to include it. And I can do for each, I mean, this is one is going to be a bit ugly and slow if I do it like that. Do I have any other way of doing it? And I have to get the rates here too, so that will be another query inside, like that. Where this in something, and then I need to just select shares from corporation shares where left join character votes where vote option ID equals option ID as shares, and this should be a sum of shares. Using option ID actually. I'm not sure if that will work. Yeah, unknown column option ID in from clause. So I'm guessing in from clause votes, character votes, option ID equals Operation both options, option ID. Options, how the hell did I don't remember how that worked. Okay, that's the right one. I always forget how to reference things from the parent select. So that should give me the amount of shares. No, but this one is not going to cut it though, because this option ID is referencing the one inside the result, not the character boats option ID equals. Oh, it's just, I don't know if that one's going to work. Yeah, no, it's not. Ugh. Hold on, I don't remember how it worked. MySQL query, inside query, use values. Yeah, subqueries. Why am I? Guess then maybe I have to give it an alias, maybe. That's the only. Okay, no, that's not it. So I'm guessing that I cannot do it like this. Oh, I can do Yeah, that one is not going to work either. It's the same thing that I was doing before, just in a different level. What else do I have? Both case ID, option ID, parameter. And see, what if I do it as a left join? But I won't have the full amount of shares, but I can get away with it, I think. And owner ID equals select character ID from character votes, where option ID equals wait, that doesn't sound right. Oops, that doesn't sound like it's going to work. What? Has it really worked? Okay. The thing is, can I get that oops. But that doesn't give me the shares now, so that's just for one player, I guess. So if I do a join, only the ones that exist are found, which makes sense. If I do a left join, it can be null, so that makes sense too. But if I start doing things like sums or max, the moment that I use an aggregate function, it hides the other ones, and I need to get the ones related. Otherwise, I cannot decide which one is. So like this, yeah, that one doesn't work either. Left join, corporate shares on owner ID. What a way to struggle with this. Ugh. And if I do a right join, then I will get shares. Wait, but that's because I'm not grouping it by something. Oops. Some shares as shares. If I do group by option ID, then I will get all the shares for each option ID, which is what I'm looking for. So that's going to give me and then I can do then with this I can do select both case ID, option ID, and shares from, then do this query inside. Okay. Oops. Okay, like that. I can remove this one here. Just make this bigger. I can select both case ID, option ID, shares, group from, group by, both case ID, and I can just do this. Group by, from. I can use a group by here. Okay, I had to give it an alias, and then I can use having max shares. No, having max shares, no. Okay, so that's just going to give me the first one. Okay, which makes sense. But now I want to get the one that has the most. Let me also use coalesce this to 0, so that way I always have some value in there. Okay, so that's going to return me the amount of shares for each vote option that we have, and if I group it by vote case ID, then I will only get one for each vote. Now I have to how the hell did this work in MySQL? It's been so long since I did some database work. So I have the shares, so I should be able to just select the higher values, just grouping by both case group by both case ID. I'm guessing that's sorting. Maybe ordering it and just getting the first one, which is the one that has more shares, order by shares desk, but I don't feel like this is the right way to do it. I feel like there's a better way to do it, that's this one. But with this I will get the higher option, and then I can just get the amount of shares. So I can just do, I need the corporation ID. Yes, I need it. So that's including both case ID or both case ID and select. I do need the both case ID in. Okay, if I do a left join here instead. So left join corporation votes using both case ID. I can convert that to where status equals something, and I can include the corporation ID here, right? It's ambiguous. Corporation votes dot corporation ID. So that's still giving me the whole list of shares. So yes, that's. Oops. in theory that's still valid for me. And now I have to implement the total shares thing. Corporation ID, shares. Okay, I have to include the parameter too. Okay, so I know which option is not the one that has the most. Doesn't mean that it's accepted, but it has the most, so I can check, hey, is this valid or not, or is this accepted or not, and do whatever the thing we have to do there. So now options by shares. Okay, and now I have to include the total shares of the what happens then if I do a left join corporation shares on corporation ID equals options by shares dot corporation ID. Well, I can use using, or maybe not because they are not related. Using corporation ID, and then I can do sum shares as total shares. Yeah, that's whom shares is ambiguous. Oh, okay, so that's options by shares. That. Okay, so that in theory is working. So then I don't need to show these two here. I can use two options by shares divided by the sum of corporation shares let me use coalesce that one just in case. I mean, it shouldn't be null at any point, but just to make sure. And I feel like I've made this way more complicated than it has to be for some weird reason. That's the sensation that I have, but it seems to be, it's giving me the rate, real one, with the parameter that we've selected, and I can include the both type if I need to. So it has everything. Let me just move this to here, both type. So in theory that should be it. Early AF query, but if it works, it works. So this is what, and I still have one query left to update. This is what's going to get updated by the housekeeping. So I have to put current time here. So I can remove this one. So that's going to return everything. Or status equals 0. So I have the both type, which I need, the option ID. I don't think I need the option ID. I don't really care about it. I just care about the parameter. I don't even care about the parameter either. I need just the both case ID. So I have both case ID, both type, corporation, and the rate. Yeah, but I needed the parameters so I knew which one it is. So let's just reorganize this. First we need corporation ID, both case ID, both type, and then the rate. Okay, that should be the right query for this, and now I have to update the housekeeping one. Well, the housekeeping one shouldn't be too different from this one, because I already had this update set status equals 2. So let's just see. I don't know why I did that. I have the same thing. Well, I have to change the select though. Let me copy the right one. Like that. Okay, so now I can just do that. One will be having rate greater than 0.5. Oops, there we go. So that's going to return nothing because nothing has a greater rate. If I put it to 0.1, then it returns it. The only thing that I have to do is filter by boat type 2, because I have to take into account that not all the boats are going to be set to 2. Some won't. So left join where boat type equals something, something, or something. And now that won't return that one because the boat 5 doesn't get the status updated. So that will be, I only need boat case ID here. I don't need anything else. Actually, this calculation here goes here. That way I don't have to, and I can put the current time there, and I don't have to toy with the query. Unknown column options by shares dot shares. Okay, I didn't expect that one. But I thought that will work. Options by shares dot shares. I can close this for now. Okay, yeah, so that doesn't unknown column in having close. So the only thing that I can think of is leave the query as it was before, and I mean I can wait. Where's this? Like that. I can do it like this. Got both case ID and the shares. That's going to give me everything, and then another from here. Like that. Okay. That's ugly as fuck, but sure. So then get both cases, yes, yeah, that should be it, and then I can put current time there. Oh wait, I shouldn't have included that. Okay, so that's in there. Let me stop the server, because that's not going to work. Right now I have to update the code, and then the housekeeping ones that are affected should be changed too. So, affected by housekeeping. So if it's an item lockdown, we're going to ignore it. I mean, unlock the item if it has to be, and then ignore it. Otherwise, it's going to update the status to 2 if its rate is greater than 0.5. Okay.